like to call to order the village board meeting for January 22nd, 2015 at 5:30 PM. If you could please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If the clerk could please call the roll.
Mayor Gunter is absent tonight. Mayor Pro Tem Barker.
Here.
The clerk's here. Trustee Addington.
Here.
Welcome back. It's good to see you.
Thank you, yes.
Trustee Barry.
Here.
Good to be here.
Trustee Nero.
Here.
Trustee Scott.
Here.
Trustee Seneca.
Here.
Manager May
Here.
and Attorney Zemanek.
Here. Thank you. Open forum this evening. I believe we have nobody to speak, so we will move on to reports. The first report is the mayor's report in his absence. I get to do that one. And I'd like to call to the podium Larry Forsberg, please.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the Village Board. It's with a great pleasure I'm here to introduce the winners of our Holidays Decorating Contest. Each year, the Westmont Chamber, in participation with the Village of Westmont, the Westmont Park District, the Westmont Historical Society, Westmont Special Events, sponsors this decorating contest. It's an opportunity for the businesses to show off their creative side. And this year, we had 42 businesses that the judges visited. And so, as you can tell, it wasn't an easy task to kind of come down to these winners. And businesses were judged on originality, arrangement, theme, and overall concept. And thank you to the Park District for loaning us their bus so we can drive through town that evening and visit all 42 locations. So after careful deliberation, we'll present this evening our winners. We'll start with our honorable mention category, and we're going to ask the mayor to please come around to help us present this, and we're going to be taking some photos, I believe. We have 5 honorable mentions, and our first one this evening will be going to Audie Westmont.
Ozzy's good.
Well done. Thank you, Ozzy. They had a beautiful display. I don't know how much time and effort your team spent on that, but our next one actually goes to Darrell Gruder's Interior Design. Unfortunately, Darrell's out of town today and couldn't be here, but they themselves also did a phenomenal job. Our next one is going to go to Golden Basket Restaurant. Jimmy? Well done. Thank you for all the hard work. You look great. Our next honorable mention goes to, and this is the first time they competed in this competition, goes to Oakwood Electric and Generator. And the judges want to know how you anchored those things to the top of your roof.
Well, trade secrets.
They had these large inflatables up on their roof, and it was just very well done. Congratulations. Our next and last honorable mention goes to Westmont Special Events. Larry McIntyre is going to be accepting on their behalf. Not surprising they had a blues theme.
Finally, he's in the picture instead of taking it.
That's a first.
Well done. Okay. Our third place winner, and this was a very unique display they had, is going to go to the Hilton Oak Brook Hills Resort and Conference Center. Will Stefan please come up? They had a Santa in a window, which is really cool. Well done. Very well done. Thank you. Our second place winner is Phillips Flowers. She's going to come up rather slow. She's working on a broken foot here, so take your time coming up here. They did a marvelous job decorating, and they've been competing in this for many years, and just looks absolutely wonderful. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Really did a great job. And now for our first place winner. When you went up to this facility and you drove up to it and you said, wow, it looks really great. But when you drove into where the entrance was, it was like, wow, this is phenomenal. You couldn't really believe how much decorating they had done. So we're going to call up from Safeway Insurance Company. We have Laura and Jim with us tonight. They were responsible for planning and implementing this decorating, and wow, blew the judges away. Well done. Well, thank you for all your creativity and all your hard work. Well, thank you. So on behalf of, again, the Holidays group, we thank you for all your hard work, your creativity, and really giving a festive holiday spirit to the community. Again, thank you. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you, Larry. Next, I would like to call to the podium Chief Weiss from our fire department.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Barker and trustees and village manager and our citizens of Westmont. Tonight I'm proud to present in front of you our 12 new candidates that have joined our department. As you know, we came forward about a year or so ago to ask to start this program, and you graciously allowed us to have some funding in our budget to be able to do this, so thank you for that. Just a little background about these individuals. They went through a testing process that is second to none. As you know, we pick the best of the crop out there, and this is the best of the crop, I can tell you that. Been in the fire service over 40 years and have hired a lot of people and seen a lot of candidates come through programs. And I'm really proud of these 12 individuals. They are exemplify what it means to be a professional firefighter, and we're happy to have them as members of our departments. Just to talk a little bit about some of the individuals here in this group, give you a little background. There's a individual, one of the candidates' grandfathers and father used to be on our department. One of the candidates in this group, dad and brother, are currently on our department, so she is a third member of one family on our department. There's one of these members that I stood up in their dad's wedding, and there's one of these members that I hired their dad and worked with for many years at Lowell Woodridge. So there's a lot of generations, a lot of attachments and different things as you see come through here. But we're proud to have them members. They're willing and ready to serve our community. They're eager. They completed a 4-month training through the College DePage Fire Academy. I'm happy to say that of the 4 top scores in the class, 3 of them came from our group. We do have the valedictorian in our group here. It's Pete Vodovich. Pete, would you stand up? He's the valedictorian of the class. And we're very proud of that. All these individuals were assigned mentors when they went through their academy, and I truly believe that helps these individuals out succeed in becoming firefighters in the fire service. So with that, I'm going to call our EMS Director, Lynn Drolly, up. And Mayor, could I have you come around? And as you're called up, please come forward.
Okay, Bradley Algren. Travis Chin. Martin Dwar. Brian Herr. Justin Kilkiewicz. Did I say it right? That's why he made me do it. Marco Montani. Marco actually also is one of our contract paramedics, too. Zach Pika.
There's a name. You know that one's because man.
Pedrick Power. Eric Rasmussen. And Eric also is another one of our new contract paramedics. Ben Steck. Shannon Sullivan. And Pete Wodovich.
Just to add one last thing, normally when we do something like this, we're handing them their certificates, but their certificates haven't come through yet because they're waiting for everything to get through the state fire marshal's office, but we will do that at our station. But we're proud of them. They're going through their Westmont training now, and they should be ready to go to help our citizens and start working shifts for us in March or so. So I'm happy for that. Now what I'd like to do is introduce Mark Thurman. He is the volunteer member of Downers Grove Township Senior Advisory Committee, as well as the SALT president here in Downers Grove Township, and he has a presentation.
Thank you, Chief. Unlike the chief, I did bring the certificate with me today. Mayor Pro Tem and trustees, you can be very proud of your community, both your resident volunteers and your public safety servants, both police and fire. I would say to you, you have a very high bar of community interaction that you can strive for, mainly because of Lynn Drawley, who has appeared many times before this council and who has been an example of cooperation, collaboration, and coordination for the township's efforts to assist senior citizens in a variety of things. Just a couple of examples, she helped us produce a pocket pal with concise information and places to call for senior citizens to get help and get information. This year, the chief and Lynn were instrumental in providing the facility at Fire Station 2, I believe, on Cass, to do a car care clinic for senior citizens, where we processed 57 cars through a 31-step safety check, largely due to the efforts of Lynn. I would also note that last month we presented a similar award to Alice Krampitz at the Park District Board meeting, another Westmont public servant. And at the car care event, the Westmont Emergency Management volunteers were keys in helping route traffic in and out of the fire station. But tonight is Lynn's night, and I would like to thank her for her efforts in 2014 and beyond. She has been a valuable resource for not just Westmont, but for the entire area in our efforts to assist senior citizens. So I'd like her to come up She got the call to names before, but I'm calling hers now to embarrass her and present her with this certificate of appreciation from Downers Grove Township for her efforts on behalf of the human services and senior services that we try to provide residents of Downers Grove Township. Thank you very much, Lynn.
Okay, thank you, Chief. I would like to, on a personal note, I would just like to say how the chief and the fire department, as well as Lynn Drowley, make this town proud. Tremendous group of people. Okay, moving on. The attorney, anything this evening?
No, thanks.
Manager May?
Yes, sir, thank you. I have two items. Firstly, I wanted to announce that our budget workshop, well, just for everybody's familiarity, the village's fiscal year begins May 1st of every year through April 30th, and we, at a staff level, we are deep in the budget preparations for the next fiscal year. The first budget workshop with the village board will be on April 7th at 5:30 PM as a public meeting. Will be right here in the village hall. There will probably be other workshops too, but depending on how the schedule with the first one goes, we'll see how many meetings we have to schedule to accommodate it. Second, and I'll ask Mr. McIntyre to help me, we were further information regarding our public information efforts with regards to the stormwater management program and the referendum that we recently just, not the referendum itself, but the referendum question that we just approved last meeting.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been talking with different organizations within the community, and we're going to have many presentations to announce coming up, but we have a handful to announce immediately. We already did our first one with the Marker School Board this past Tuesday, but the next one coming up will be with the DWBA. That's one of the chamber organizations. That'll be February 5th, 8 a.m. at Westmont Center. And then we'll do a second presentation with the chamber on February 26th. Once again, that will be in the morning, 8 a.m. at Westmont Center. We're working with the library on a couple of events. I can only announce one at the moment, but it's confirmed that on Sunday, March 1st at 2 p.m., we'll do one of the presentations there at the library. And these presentations will each be about 30 minutes, and we'll go through all the details regarding the stormwater infrastructure referendum, and then of course, entertain any questions that residents might have. That's our goal, is to make sure that we answer residents' questions so that they're well informed when it comes time to vote in April.
Thank you, Larry. And that was all I had, sir.
All right, thank you.
Steve, if I could just clarify, might I understand we're doing the budget workshop on election night?
In that evening, yes. You have to get up earlier and vote before you come in.
I was wondering about Trustee Nero's party. That was mostly what I was concerned about. Did you get the invitation? No.
Good point.
I haven't got that yet.
Maybe we can relocate the meeting.
There you go.
Okay,
There'll be some budget.
believe it or not, I'm going to have to talk to somebody after this, but I have two copies of the agenda. One is correct and the other one isn't. I'd like to hear from our clerk, please.
I'm just passing out some information on the Citizen of the Year nominations. The Westmont Citizen of the Year nomination forms are now available here at the Village Hall, the Chamber Office, and the Westmont train station, as well as on the Village website. Nomination forms are due February 20th, back to the Westmont Chamber Office. We have so many wonderful people in this town, it's hard to pick one every year to win this. We could probably have 100. But anyway, if you feel somebody is deserving, please put in your nomination. And then we have two Coffee with the Mayor events coming up soon. The first one will be Saturday, February 21st at 8:30 a.m. at the Citrus Restaurant in St. James Crossing on Ogden Avenue. And the second one will be at the Golden Basket on Saturday, March 28th at noon, downtown Westmont, 2 West Naperville Road. So stop in, have coffee with the mayor. He's always willing to answer questions or help any way he can. And that's all I have tonight, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustees, Trustee Barry.
I have a couple updates. The Environmental Improvement Commission, the next meeting will be February 2nd. EIC is planning each month activities for April and May, partnering with the library and police department on several events. There'll be more information coming out on this soon. Again, this is just an annual, ongoing reminder that the electronics recycling is the third Saturday of each month from 8 a.m. to noon. And that's at the Downers Grove Township Highway Facility at 318 East Quincy, which is down the street from Westmont Center and Bale's Ace Hardware. Now through the end of January, we will be collecting holiday lights for recycling. The collection bin is located at Frank Johannick Fire Department at 6015 South Cass. Residents can drop off there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And again, that will be to the end of January. And that is all I have tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Addington.
Thank you very much. It's great to be back with the living. I think everybody knows that I was gone since really before Thanksgiving, and I went through 3 different infections and surgery, but it's not so bad, because sometimes you see other folks and you say, even though I had a rough stretch here, there are other people who got a lot worse. So, I'm just thankful for where I am, and I'm glad to be back causing trouble and do all the things that I can do. Couple of things. Why don't we start first with economic development? Wendys is open, and we're happy for that. I haven't had a chance to stop in there yet as I continue my recovery, but we have one of the store managers, and I think he's going to give us a little bit of update.
Great.
Hi,
Introduce yourself.
my name is Azhar Chaudhary. I'm from the Westmont Wendys on 320 East Ogden Avenue. We just opened up 3 weeks ago on December 29th. Great location. I just wanted to, let you guys know that a lot of people still don't know that, still I'm receiving phone calls that people saying, are we open or not? So just to let everybody know that we are open now. Hours of operations are we open from 10 in the morning till 10 in the evening. For the dining, and for the drive-through, we're open until 1 in the morning for the whole entire week. Most likely, we did do a lot of great construction work in that. I would really highly appreciate that if everybody wants to come in and join us, just to see how the store looks. Store looks really good. I don't know how many people have seen it already, but we did really outstanding job on that, as well. About it for me.
Well, we appreciate it. And I've heard reports from folks who have gone in there, and they said it's really good looking, and I think it's a lot more, I think the way you remodeled now with the drive-ups and everything else, it makes it a lot easier. People don't have to do wheelies to get to the...
We also have, we also open up another line, so the people can easily get an exit towards, not on the Ogden Avenue, but on the other side as well, so.
Well, next time I'm there, I hope you're so busy you're sweating.
Definitely.
We're glad that you're open. Thank you.
Best of luck.
There is a report also that I think, Larry, did you want to make any comments on your, the development summary?
We'll just mention that since the last board meeting, we've had a couple of businesses open in the community. We had Plain and Posh, which is a cabinetry store right on Chicago Avenue that's open now. Matter of fact, we're talking to about a ribbon cutting date. And Focus Fitness on 6348 South Cass is open now. So just since the last meeting, 2 new businesses open in Cass. So you can see the momentum that's going on in the community is very strong and very positive.
Good, thank you. So everyone can review that. The other, of course, is Lions Club business. I would be remiss if I didn't have something to talk about with the Lions Club. But in February, we have our reverse raffle. Anybody that's interested can get tickets from any Lions Club member. And so see one of us, and we'll be more than happy to sell you a ticket to come to our raffle. The other is on February 21st, through the barbecue committee, we are doing a barbecue judging class. We've done one the last 3 years. As this event grows, one of the things that you need is you need more and more judges. And I would love to have local folks who would like to come and attend the class to become a barbecue judge, because I like, the local flavor. If we have as many teams as we had last year, we need about 200 judges between the three events. So anyone that's interested, it's Saturday the 21st. It's right over here at the Park District, and it's fun. You get to eat a lot of great barbecue if you're a certified barbecue judge for free.
Is that part of the testing too?
What's that?
Testing or the barbecue?
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
part of the training?
Part of the training? Oh, yeah, you will eat barbecue during the training.
And how do they sign up for that, Jim?
They can get a hold of me. They can go on the website, www.westmontbbq.com, and download the app and send it in. We can take up to 60, and we do have room in the class yet. Of course, we got a month before it's there, so it does fill up quickly. And that's it, sir.
All right, thank you, trustee Addington. Trustee Scott?
I'd like to thank the police department for their, the apprehension and the solving of the issue that we had on the south side.
Yeah, amen.
Outstanding work. Thank you very much. And welcome back, Jim. We're glad we missed you. It was awful quiet. It was quiet in here. It was awful quiet, so,
Quiet on that side.
and that should do it, thanks.
Thank you. Trustee Seneca?
Thanks. Just a couple things. First, again, welcome back, Jim. It wasn't the same without you, so we're glad you're back. Just wanted to give an update on the coat drive that we hosted this past winter, or this winter, I should say. It actually ended up being sort of in 2 phases, and special thanks go out to the library and District 201 and Marker and the Park District Police, Fire, as well as everyone at Village Hall and the residents who all contributed. A total of 274 items were delivered to the People's Resource Center right here in town for distribution to area residents in need. And part 2, or previous collection, I should say, went to Fish Pantry. A total of 477 coats were collected and given to people in need, so that is much, much appreciated. The other thing I wanted to mention is everybody seems to be on Facebook, and if you're not, maybe you want to think about getting on Facebook, because there's wonderful, wonderful information out there. The Village of Westmont has a page, and it's called the Village of Westmont Government. So if you are on Facebook, we ask that you go and search out that page, like it. All of the happenings in Westmont, anything that goes on that page will then show up in your news feed. It's just one more way of staying in touch with your community and knowing what's going on. So again, that's Village of Westmont Government, and just go and like it, and let's get those likes way high. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee Seneca.
Thank
Trustee
you.
Nero?
Just a couple things. Next public safety meeting will be February 5th at 4 PM here in the Village Hall. Next, we have Citizens Fire Academy sign-up, and new this year, we have an online sign-up form. So visit the website and please sign up today. The academy does start in March. And lastly, the county flood survey is due tomorrow, the 23rd. Please, if you haven't, go to the village website and find a link to the survey. Millions of dollars are at stake through a HUD grant. We need residents to let the county know that we need assistance so that we receive these dollars. So if you haven't done it, please go and fill out this survey. It takes a few minutes. I did it. It's really easy to do. So that's all I have. Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you, trustee Nero. Trustee Barker? I knew I was doing that. Anyway, I have a few things this evening. We had our first meeting under some reorganization of a community development committee. It was prior to this meeting. It was, I have to say, a big agenda, but an excellent meeting. We covered a lot of ground. And again, I keep being impressed with the effort of the code enforcement and the work that they're doing. And leaving that meeting, I couldn't help but have a feeling that we were working as a team. And I want to compliment Manager May on that. We got the right people in the right spots, and people are doing great work there. And the reporting is detailed and thorough. And if you haven't, if you weren't able to make that meeting, I certainly would make sure that you see that material, because they are really doing proactive code enforcement here in the village, and I'm very proud of that. Last night, we had a meeting of the Westmont First Committee, and it was a 2-hour meeting. I walked out here. It was a great meeting. It's nice to be in a room full of people that care, and we covered a number of topics. One of them that's exciting is the idea that we would have some kind of anniversary book for the 100th anniversary of the village, which would be in 2021. It's 6 years out, but there's people in the community that are eager to work towards that, and we're excited about that. And then we also talked about the Blockhead program and the need for people to sign up for that. We are gathering names of individuals were recommended to be leaders on their block, and we are going to go through those names and get those folks signed up and committed to taking some responsibility in their neighborhood to not only relay information to and from the village, but also to help us communicate other programs that we might have, like the Adopt a Hydrant program, like the alley cleanup program, and then we also want to support in our community block parties and, neighborhoods coming together, working together, and, taking care of each other. Yes.
Is there any thought about perhaps identifying people in condominium buildings as well? As I was doing my list, I started to think of people that I knew in condo buildings, and I would think perhaps you want to get that information out to those people too. Just a thought.
Yeah, and it's a good thought. It's a good thought. And we're really working for and looking for people that care and want to be involved in the community. And we have lists of those folks. And if you haven't provided a list for me, please do so. And we want to get that up and rolling as soon as we can to take advantage of it and grow that. Adopt a Hydrant, there's one more urge for that. I encourage people to sign up for the Adopt a Hydrant program. This winter, they are off the hook a great deal. If it was last year, I could see a little hesitation, but this year certainly welcome anybody that would like to sign up for the Adopt a Hydrant program. Okay, that's all I have this evening. We'll move on to items to be removed from the consent agenda. Anything from the trustees? Nothing? Hearing nothing, we will move on to the consent agenda. Manager May.
Thank you. First night on the consent agenda is the Village Board minutes. Board to consider approving the minutes of the Village Board meeting held January 8, 2015. Next is the December financial report. Board to consider a motion to accept the financial report submitted for the month of December 2014. Next is finance ordinance number 18 in the aggregate amount of $2,160,389.37, and followed by purchase orders. First purchase order being Baxter & Woodman, $31,500, and this is for the design engineering for West End and Park Street. This is actually additional work. The original project was Washington Street, and they began that work, but due to problems in the resurfacing schedule and more issues we're having with Park Street, that we're moving that up and postponing it. So this is additional design engineering for that. So the next purchase order for Baxter & Woodman in the amount of $59,500 is for the construction engineering, which is the inspection and testing services for the West End and Park Street water main project. Next purchase order is Don Morris Architect $9,075. That represents the plan review and inspections for building permit-related work for the month of December. Next is HD Supply Waterworks, $19,440 for water meters. This is water meter inventory. It represents the purchase of 160 water meters for supply. These are all then, as they're used for permit activity, these costs are recaptured. And I should also mention the costs for the Don Morris Architects are also part of the building permit fees, so those are all recaptured as well. Last purchase order is Air One Equipment, $5,507.59 for flow testing of the SCBA units in the fire department. All the purchase orders total $125,022.59, and therefore the total of purchase orders and finance ordinance number 18 equals $2,285,411.96. Next on the consent agenda is community events. The item is the Westmont Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau Open House. Board to consider approving the following requests for the 2015 semi-annual Westmont Chamber of Commerce Open Houses scheduled for both February 18th and September 16th. The first request is to waive the special event liquor license fee, and the second item would be grant the request to permission to serve alcohol on village-owned property, being Westmont Center, where they are the tenant. And that concludes the consent agenda.
Okay, is there anybody here from the public that would like to address those issues? Anybody from the board? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move, Scott.
Second, Addington.
The clerk would please call the roll.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes. There is no unfinished business, so we will move on to item number 9, new business. The ERP consultant agreement. Board to consider an ordinance authorizing the staff to engage Baycor Group as an ERP software selection consultant. Spencer Parker is here, Director of Finance.
So this is an item that was discussed at the last Finance Committee meeting of the Village Board, but just to kind of give an update to those who weren't there and to the public in general. This is to get a consultant to assist with our search for what's called in the field an ERP software. That's really a business management software. It covers everything throughout the entire organization, items from potentially items including parking tickets, code enforcement, permitting, human resources module, finance module, business licenses, liquor licenses, tracking all sorts of the internal administrative items that we do. This is something that was a priority for the board this year at the budget time. We dedicated a little bit of money to kind of start the process. This year in the budget, we have $125,000 for this project. What we're looking at doing is taking about $20,000 of that, so $20,800 of that, $125,000, applying that to retaining a consultant for this year, and then using that consultant to help us in the process of finding the vendor. The plan would then be, at the budget time, the board can make the final decision as to whether or not we have the funds. And if we take the $100,000 from this year and apply it to additional funds in next year, whether or not we have the funds to be able to do that project. If the board decides we'll do that project, we'll continue with it. But working up to the budget, we would have this consultant assisting staff in finding and selecting a vendor and getting kind of all the ducks in a row so we could move forward with this quickly if it is the board's decision to pursue this in the budget. If for some reason the board decides during budget time they want to put the brakes on it, we'll be fine. We've set the timing up so that it will work just perfectly. So if the board says stop the process, we can stop the process with no problems. We feel that this is an important thing for the village. It's important for increasing efficiency. It's also very important for increasing customer service. One of the great things that a lot of these new software systems do, which our current system doesn't do as well, is work with interfacing with the public, a lot of online payments. Those are things that we think are important for the village, especially as we move forward with this push for customer service and trying to improve our services both internally and externally. And we think it'll be a a good benefit to the village, and this consultant will be essential to the process of being able to identify the right fit for the village and being able to help us negotiate it so we can get the best price with the vendor as possible.
Sounds good.
Questions?
Nothing to add. Is there anybody here from the public that would like to speak on this? Seeing none. Trustees?
No, sounds good.
Okay, I would entertain a motion.
So move Seneca?
Second, Nero.
The clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Moving on, under new business, item B, elevator inspection text amendment. Board to consider an ordinance approving a text amendment to the municipal code that will eliminate the local elevator inspections. Manager May.
We described this briefly at the Community Development Committee meeting. Essentially, for many years, the village has been the interface for the annual inspections for elevators on behalf of the state fire marshal's office. But that involved us to do administration, and we passed costs through, and it actually makes it more expensive for the owner as well. But for a lot of good reasons, earlier in the year, about 6 months ago, we decided and looked into it with other communities too, and that we were not going to be that intermediary between the inspection services. So about, I think it was 3 months before the end of the year, we contacted the State Fire Marshal's office. We contacted all the people that we have on record for having elevator inspections and letting them know that we were discontinuing that beginning the first of the year. The code says that we do it, so the text amendment reflects all these changes.
Okay. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak on that? Any of the trustees? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So move, Scott.
Second, Addington.
The clerk could please call the roll.
Trustee Scott?
Yes.
Trustee Barker?
Yes.
Trustee Seneca?
Yes.
Trustee Barry?
Yes.
Trustee Nero?
Yes.
Trustee Addington?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Moving right along, item C, North Adams and Ogden Avenue Water Main Extension. Manager May.
This item, the board is to consider an ordinance awarding the bid proposal from J. Condon Sewer Service for the, it's the water main extension on Ogden Avenue up to North Adams. And the project roughly consists of 400 feet of 8-inch water main to be installed along Ogden Avenue, new valves, a hydrant, and the appurtenances as well. On December 9th, 2014, the village received bid proposals from 5 contractors, the low bidder being J. Condon, had the bid in the amount of $87,190, and we recommend award of this construction project contract.
Again, is there anybody here from the public that would wish to speak on this topic? Seeing none. Trustees?
Steve, does this takes us, this would be on the north side of Ogden?
The north side of Ogden, and even though it is a public water main and a public improvement, but the improvements are related to the adjacent development, and that developer is actually responsible for 100% of these costs, but we have to, we're the owner of the water system, so we have to do the permitting and the installation.
Is there the water main continues on going west, right?
Actually, further west it exists again, but this extension is just to get it back past the development in question so that they have access to the fire suppression.
This is to help Hardee's?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was leaving the name out, but there you go.
I think we all have had a pretty good,
Yeah. This doesn't affect their being able to open either. They do have access to a different water supply in the interim, and their construction schedule, they're doing interior work right now, and they're a couple weeks away from needing inspections.
how much more lineage would we need down the road to to attach that whole system going down Ogden Avenue?
Well, there's, it's hard to describe, and actually, I'll get you a copy of the atlas, but there's water main on both sides of the street being Ogden Avenue. It's kind of very difficult to go underneath, not just permit requirements with the Illinois Department of Transportation, but just the physical mess of stuff that's in there. So this extension is on there, and then when you get up into Liberty, there's more pieces up there too, so it's not easily to describe verbally, but I'll show you a copy of the map.
It goes back to something that I know I learned a long time ago, which was to try to loop as many of these things as we can.
And this is a
Creates
step
better
closer to
water
doing that.
quality and flow and everything else.
Right. If you want, there's a tandem project about the, also setting up for being able to intelligently do water main extensions into the unincorporated area as well as they annex or need that service from us earlier. So all of that is taken into account when we design the extensions for those good reasons.
Good.
Anybody else? No other comment? I entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve Addington?
Second, Nero.
The clerk could please call the roll.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes.
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Moving right along. We're breaking a record here tonight.
Land speed
I
record.
like that. Item number 10, miscellaneous. Do the trustees have any items?
This is your section of it.
Mayor did a great job.
I must say, I agree.
Why can't Mayor Gunter do it that quickly? You have to ask him.
I don't know.
Good to be back on the 2-week cycle, isn't it? 'Cause
I think they took a couple pages off the agenda because they knew it was me.
I don't think so.
Okay, nothing under miscellaneous. Item number 11 is executive session, and there is no executive session this evening. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move, Scott.
Second, Barry.
All those in favor? No, you're going to call roll, don't you?
Trustee Scott.
Yes.
Trustee Barry.
Yes.
Trustee Addington.
Yes.
Trustee Seneca.
Yes.
Trustee Nero.
Yes.
Trustee Barker.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.